Hi, my dear. What is the difference between male and female infidelity? How are they different? How does male infidelity differ from female infidelity? Today we'll talk about this. And yes, there really are differences. Male and female infidelity are not the same thing. So let's begin. First of all, I want to say that I am, of course, against cheating. It is betrayal, no matter what. But let's look at it in the context of relationships, in the context of family, in the context of psychology, and in an evolutionary sense as well. How it works, who does what, for what reason, why, and how all of this is perceived by a partner. The difference is this. First and foremost, the main difference is that men can cheat without love. A man can cheat, have sex, almost like going to the bathroom. For men, this is something nature gave them. They do not necessarily get attached. He doesn't need to love his partner in order to cheat. In fact, the hormone oxytocin in men drops after sexual intercourse. Their oxytocin drops, and men do not become attached after sex. Men become attached to a woman after some time passes. When he gets used to her, when his loyalty toward that woman increases. Over time, his oxytocin slowly rises, and then attachment appears. That is why one-time sex is not frightening for the family, neither for the woman nor for the man. Yes, the man cheated, and yes, from a moral and ethical standpoint, it is bad, it is not good, but it is not catastrophic. And I know this, friends, believe me. Women tell me during consultations at work that it is not scary when he, say, in a sauna, with some women of low social responsibility, had sex somewhere else. That is not scary to me, they say. What is much scarier is when he develops close, deep emotional relationships, when he has stable, ongoing relationships with some woman. That is dangerous. One-time flings do not scare women. They can get through it quite easily, but they often shake it up and exaggerate it much more. That becomes a way to pressure a man, accuse him, and then live off that guilt for the rest of their life, giving themselves permission to do the wildest, craziest things. I will talk about that later. But now we will return to the question. From the perspective of nature, what does cheating mean for a woman? A woman never cheats just because. Even if, for example, she did it out of revenge, out of resentment, out of some kind of dissatisfaction, compensation. If a woman goes into infidelity, then after sexual contact, her body produces the hormone oxytocin. That's how the female brain is wired. That's how it is designed. I understand that if there was sexual contact, then there is a probability of pregnancy, a probability of becoming a mother. The brain does not understand whether there was a condom or not, whether she takes some pills or not. It doesn't matter. The brain has an evolutionary program written into it. Sexual intercourse equals a potential father of offspring, a potential father of children. And therefore, a loyalty program switches on in a woman's brain. Not only does oxytocin rise avalanche-like, causing a woman to feel infatuation and attachment. Everyone knows that women get attached after sex. And female psychologists advise women not to jump into bed with a man too quickly. Because you will fall in love, you will get attached, he will detach, and you will get attached. And that is why female infidelity is dangerous, even if the woman did it at first not out of love, but simply, for example, out of some sympathy. Later, she will fall in love with that person. She will end up loving him. Her brain will launch the loyalty program. The brain immediately puts rose-colored glasses on the woman. And what happens then? The partner who was cheated on, the one who existed before, becomes devalued by the brain, and the partner she is with now, the one she slept with, begins to seem to her the most attractive, and the woman emotionally and psychologically switches to him. What does this lead to? It leads to the fact that the partner, for example, the one she is married to, will begin to be devalued, and she will subconsciously start pushing him out of the relationship. It will genuinely seem to her that something is wrong with him. He annoys her, he irritates her. It becomes, he eats wrong, drinks wrong, farts wrong, works wrong, walks wrong, throws his things in the wrong way. Everything is wrong, everything. With that partner, with the husband, a program of devaluation gets activated, and with the lover, a program of loyalty gets activated. This is the fundamental difference between male and female infidelity. For a man, it may mean nothing. It may not enter his nest. He cheated, it was a one-time thing or something like that, and he does not develop that program, that loyalty program, toward the other woman. His attachment to his wife can still remain unshakable. Now, we won't discuss what questions or reasons cause a man to cheat. Cheating is always, in a way, an act of compensation. We look deeper. Yes, cheating is bad. It is an act of compensation. It is a small betrayal, but we are looking at it globally from a psychological standpoint. What mechanisms are triggered? In men, none. He got pleasure, he felt good, he closed some of his needs somewhere, because most often men go to satisfy needs that are not satisfied in the relationship. And that's it. He calmly lives on. For a man, these side relationships can even strengthen his marriage. They give him what he didn't receive, and the marriage becomes stronger. For a woman, it is exactly the opposite. The marriage will not become stronger if a woman has a lover. No, her brain will devalue her partner, her husband, and will be very loyal toward her lover. She will become more and more attached to him, more and more in love. So for a woman, infidelity is much more frightening in its consequences than male infidelity. And I repeat, women perceive it very badly when a man starts giving resources to a mistress. As long as the man is in the family and somewhere else satisfies his physiological needs, for a woman it is, well, relatively calm. Maybe she finds out, maybe she doesn't, maybe it stings a little. But believe me, friends, all my female clients tell me, it's not scary. But if a permanent woman appears, someone who pulls resources from the family, the father as a person out of the family, emotional resources, moral resources, material resources, time resources, then the woman will not accept that. Then she is afraid. But that is obvious, it goes without saying. It takes the provider out of the family, so that is what is scary for a woman. Infidelity itself, as a physiological process, will not affect the family in any way if a man did it, and it will affect the family very strongly if a woman did it. But what do I see in consultations, friends? Despite the common belief that men are the cheaters, men very rarely cheat inside a family. They endure to the very end. Lack of sex, bad treatment, and only in extreme cases, only in the very end, they go into infidelity. Women do it much more easily. Men endure. And what do I see? For example, a woman catches her husband cheating. It happened with buddies, with friends, with coworkers, somewhere, somehow. Most often, it is just some passing mistress who means nothing to him at all. Or it happened in a sauna or somewhere else, or under alcohol with a coworker. The wife found out, the woman found out. And women give themselves a right because of it. They push the man so deeply into guilt and say, "You are a total zero, you are nobody, you are a traitor," and they give themselves that right. Under the idea of, if you can do it, then I can too, they enter other relationships. They find a lover, start a relationship with him, they really sleep with him, and sleep and sleep. They become more attached to him. I even know many cases from practice where they also have children. They get pregnant, give birth, and they still do not leave the family. And the poor husband endures it all, raises someone else's child, and still says, "But it's my fault. I started it first. We were in the sauna with the guys, we had prostitutes, and now all this madness is happening in my life because I'm guilty." The woman has planted guilt in him so deeply and does such madness. And you want to say, don't confuse completely different things. One thing is one thing, the other is the other. No, you have no guilt for what she is doing. What your woman is doing is not equivalent. It is not equivalent at all, but the man is already so stuck. Women push this guilt into them so skillfully, And under that guilt, under a mistake that did not affect the family in any real way, they globally suppress the man, devalue him, push him not just under a heel, but under the floor. And they use him for life. And the man endures it and says, "How can I complain? I started it first." So friends, remember, you must not allow this. If it happened that you have a similar situation and you were caught cheating, you simply need to talk to the woman and say, "I admit my mistake. It will not happen again. I realize it. Forgive me." If the woman says, "Okay, I forgive you," then you live dalsha. You step over it and live on. Under no circumstances should you switch into "I will atone" behavior. Doing things, giving expensive gifts, behaving extra nice, letting the woman go wherever she wants, giving her some kind of rights, under no circumstances. Because in a woman's brain, what happens instantly? What neural pathways get formed? My man cheated, and I got a bunch of good things, so let me make him feel even more guilty. I will guilt him even more. I will give myself the right to even more. I will behave horribly. What if he cheats again? Then I will be completely right. And if he doesn't cheat, I will still guilt him, because the first time I guilted him, he felt guilty, and I got so many benefits. I need him to feel even more guilt. Then I will get even more benefits and even more good things, and then I will fully push him under my heel. I will hang a huge stone of guilt on him, and I will live and do whatever I want. Under no circumstances should you allow this. You discuss the situation. If she forgave you and stayed in the relationship, that's it. The situation has been processed. It is considered closed. You start living forward. And as soon as she says, "Well, you did that," you must say, "No, stop. It was acceptable to you. You forgave it. You parajala it. But I won't forgive you anything." Because if a woman stayed in the relationship after learning about the cheating and did not leave, that means there is no guilt anymore. That means she, in a way, agreed to these rules of the game. You were punished, you admitted your mistake, admitted you did wrong, you promised it would not happen again, and then forward. But women, I repeat, inflate this situation to enormous levels, into enormous guilt, and give themselves a kind of indulgence to do things that are not even close to what happened. You did this much, and then the woman does this much for the rest of your life, and you are completely devalued, and you only provide, serve her desires, her adventures, I won't even be afraid to call it that, because women do something else too. Very often they do it specially. Sometimes there is no reason at all, but they invent a reason. For example, a man's job is connected with women. He is a photographer, he photographs girls, he interacts with women. That's it. The woman starts guilting him on purpose and says, "You lie to me, you talk to girls, you talk to women, so I will really go to other men." That's what women do, friends. Don't fall for it, and do not justify yourself. Say, "Yes, I work with women, you are not allowed." I said no, that means no. And do not forgive such behavior. You turn her around by the shoulders, give her a kick, let her go. And then believe me, she won't leave. She will understand that this manipulation method, to guilt a person for something that didn't happen, doesn't work. But in women's brains, there is this idea that cheating is something bad. I'm a queen, how can someone cheat on me? First. Second, he felt good somewhere without me. How can he feel good without me? Good must be tied only to me. How could he feel good somewhere without me? And the woman starts feeling jealous, the jabba begins to press. Those are the reasons behind what happens. So women cling themselves. Not only do they provoke cheating, they cut the man off from sex, they behave badly, they constantly accuse him for nothing, grabbing onto anything. A new coworker, the wrong profession, he stayed late at work. That's it. You cheated on me, so I'm going to. That's it. Goodbye. You started first, you are guilty. If you hadn't done it, nothing would have happened. And now, please, get what you should. You did this much, your zaslugi are like this, and I will go to men every day. I will message men, I will register on dating sites, I will do all of that because you started first. You started first. That's it. Now you are guilty. Now get the consequences. No. Create consequences yourself. Because no matter what you did before, female infidelity is not equal to male infidelity. I say this as a psychologist. Of course, I would also be hurt if my man cheated. Cheating is bad, as I already said, on any side. But if you dig deeper, then in terms of consequences, female infidelity is much, much more worse. Not more worse, just worse. Female infidelity is much worse in consequences. The consequences are far more catastrophic and radical. Every partner leaves a trace in a woman's life, in her mental, emotional, energetic field. When you sleep with a woman, you are not the only one in her field. She has many of these mental bodies, and you are one of many. And that is what the whole video is about. That female infidelity is much more complex and deeper than male infidelity. A man cheated, he gave it away, he left, he is clean. For a woman, every partner is recorded in her, whether with a condom or without. The brain and psyche zapускают their work. Some energetic spheres start working. Our mental field starts working. She includes in the woman all of them, all the partners. Imagine you are 1 out of 100. Would you like that? And then after you, more are added and added. You get lost. Either you are the only one and you get love, attention, care, or there are many of you. And here's another global problem. Men complain, she devalues me, she doesn't give me. Friends, think about it. What if you are one of many? If a woman has many men and you are one of many, will you represent value? No, you won't. And that's why everything flows from that. If you dig into these processes, they are interconnected. A woman must keep purity and chastity, and people always fought for that. Nobody ever fought for male purity and chastity, because even spermatogenesis in men is constant. He constantly produces new sperm, new. But a woman is born with a limited number of eggs. That's it, she won't get more. And she only accumulates some informational material. All of this is packed into her on a genetic, molecular level. It is real. And that is why I made this video. You should not compare male and female infidelity. If a woman pushes the idea that you did it, so I can too, no, she can't. For what I did, I apologized. You are not allowed to do that. If I killed a person or stole, life happened, I did it, I will be punished. You are not allowed to do it. Infidelity must be in that list too. Yes, I did it. I admit it was bad, but you are not allowed. And under no circumstances should you feel guilt, atone for guilt, smooth it over, give gifts, bend in any way. Because by doing that, you show the woman, I am guilty, and now you can do something. You give her a right to something when you feel guilty. So she gets offended, she is right, you are guilty, you are wrong. And under that resentment, she will slip in, to make it easier for me, I should do the same. No, she should not. So friends, the short conclusion of this video, cheating is bad, I am against cheating. But globally, female infidelity is far more catastrophic than male infidelity, far worse than male infidelity. In evolutionary and psychological terms, it is not equal. So, friends, love each other, don't cheat on each other, respect each other. If you made a mistake, you just need to talk, say you were wrong, apologize, and move forward. But the other person does not have to stumble in the same place and do the same thing. And do not give them that right, and do not allow it. That's where I end this video. I hope it was informative. I hug you, I kiss you,